Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It is now time for This Week in Jewish History. In Baltimore, 1922, Mendy Fine was the first person to sue everybody.
Oh, now that's really making history.
That was a historic moment for Jews.
And I'm going to continue the tradition.
And now joining us on the program, telling us about the most pressing and most urgent news stories confronting the Jewish people, we have our New York Bureau Chief, Chris Edling, joining us on the show. Chris Edling. Chris, first of all, it's amazing how all of the stories, or most of the stories, seem to come out of New York. How is that?
What can I say? I admit my bias openly. This week, we have an advance in the world of Jewish technology. A group of rabbis have unveiled a new app that is an email reminder to help people keep their Rosh Hashanah New Year's resolution.
Now, Chris, I would imagine Chabad did this not just so people would remember to go exercise and things like that, but mainly because they would make their resolutions to do something more spiritual, keep more rituals, be more observant. I would think that was Chabad's main interest in such a thing. Is that correct?
That's correct. So the way the system works is basically you go to it's chabad.org/resolutions, and you can post publicly on the message board what your New Year's resolutions are, and you can set up an email reminder as frequently as you want, so daily, weekly, monthly, however often you want basically this email service to nag you to remind you to keep your New Year's resolutions.
Chrissy, just tell me, what are some of the examples of like the emails that people are sending? I want to hear.
You know what? Some interesting things have popped up on the message board. People have shared, the things that you would expect, people saying they want to quit smoking, they want to lose weight, things like that, but also things like, I need to remind myself to call my mother, and things like that. So yeah, that's in the mix too, absolutely.
So is it working? Are these emails effective?
There are people who are saying it helps them. There is one gentleman who was interviewed who said his resolution is related to using his gym membership, so visiting the gym. And he said he set up this reminder, he gets it right when he leaves work, and, it is inspiring him to go to the gym 4 times a week.
All right, Chris, what do we got next?
The last operating synagogue in Egypt, which is in Alexandria, is closing, which is to say that this year they have not observed Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur services.
It's almost like the life of the Jews, observant Jews in Egypt, has come to an end.
Yeah. Now, it should be said that there are, in fact, other synagogues in Egypt, but this is very important because it's an operating synagogue. A lot of other synagogues have been turned into tourist sites or historical points of interest, whereas this was actually a functional operating synagogue, which is what makes it significant.
Chris, I'm just curious, do you know how many Jews are left in Egypt? That are Jews who are out?
Well, it's hard to say. Because so many of the other, obviously, if this is the last operating synagogue, all of the other synagogues that would have been operating have closed long ago. So if there are people who are practicing privately, it would be difficult to gauge that number. There may be quite a few, although one would think that the other problems they would encounter living in Egypt as a Jew might motivate them to go elsewhere.
Chris, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chrissy. We love you.
Keep the news coming. We look forward to what you have for us next week. Our New York Bureau Chief, Chris Edling, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Edling. We will be right back.